Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can buy it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing the next generation of full-size Rolex Datejust. It is the 2016 to present Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 41 126300, entirely in stainless steel with the Jubilee 5-link bracelet. This is a model that only became available in 2017 as the full steel Datejust 41 rolled out. Now, of course, the 2009 to 2015 Datejust 2 had the same case diameter, but not the same proportions or details, and this makes all the difference for the Datejust 41. So too does the return of the Jubilee from 2009 to 2015. If you wanted a Jubilee bracelet, you had to size down to a 36 or smaller. For the first time, the Jubilee is available on a full steel 41mm Datejust, and it looks excellent. It feels even better. The 41mm watch is 41 from 9 to 3, not including the crown. It's nice and slim too. At 11.8mm thick, it slides easily underneath a dress cuff thanks to the sloped conical profile of the bezel. Lug-to-lug, it is very compact for a large watch. At 47.6, you're going to find this watch wears well on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. The bracelet does not add any additional span beyond the lugs. The pivot of the new Jubilee means that the watch's lug-to-lug dimension is true. There's no outcropping by virtue of solid end links. Now, the timepiece does feature a 21mm lug spacing, so if you do wish to put this one on a strap, that is the size to target. The clasp is remarkably solid. Keep in mind, the Jubilee originally launched in 1945 with the Datejust, so named because the date jumped immediately at midnight, and thus for the time displayed, the date was always just. But 1945 was the 40th anniversary, the Jubilee of Rolex, and thus the Jubilee bracelet was a debut that accompanied the new Datejust. So the two have really been born together and lived together, and this marks a welcome return of the one to the other. You'll also note that the system, featuring polished outer flanks, satin shoulders, and polished minor center links, is handsome, almost jewelry-like, and there's a wonderful, supple, almost silken feel to the Jubilee that no other Rolex bracelet matches. It's purely a function of small individual links that are incredibly flexible. Big gaps, though, between the links to avoid pinching skin, pulling hair, or trapping heat. Now, this is the full Rolex Oyster style clasp. This is not the crown clasp, and you will find being a little bit more robust in construction. It offers a little bit more peace of mind on the wrist. You'll note this is anything but an entry-level model, as the interior of the clasp is fully finished. The exterior of the clasp is fully finished with a raised Rolex 5-point coronet, not stamped, straight through polish, satin flanks, and polished outer shoulders. Now, what you also get is Rolex's 5mm EasyLink adjustment system. Now, this is germane to the upscale Oyster clasps, and it's the kind of thing that you're going to love to have, because on a standard Oyster bracelet with the big individual links, EasyLink is the equivalent of removing or adding one sizable link, whereas with the smaller individual links on the Jubilee, EasyLink is the equivalent of adding or removing two individual sizable links. Moving back to the case, you can see that despite the lack of a solid end link, it's the pivoted structure that makes the watch wearable on wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters. Nevertheless, there's no lack of integration, as the end piece is still conformed to the flank of the case, creating an all-of-a-piece appearance. The case is more tapered, a little bit more elegant, graceful. This is a timepiece that has a great degree of versatility because of its robust mechanical construction internally, its 100-meter water resistance, its full steel construction, and its full luminescent dial. It does have many features of a sports watch, but at the same time, with the kinder, gentler case profile compared to the Datejust 2 and the return of the Jubilee bracelet, it is also a dress watch of superb caliber. All of a high polish on the case. This is not the super case some revile in the GMTs, Explorer 2s, and the Sea Dwellers. This is a timepiece that has plenty in common with its 36mm brethren. It is elegant. The bezel is also narrower compared to the Datejust 2. The bezel has been pared down, the indices are smaller, and even the text of the dial is a lighter stroke weight than in the past, so a kinder and gentler 41mm Datejust. Let's get closer, give ourselves some more light, and focus in on the dial detail. You'll note it's a blue sunburst, which has spectacular reactivity in the sun. It's glowing with gorgeous effect in the light of my light box. The indices are all applied white gold. The hands at center are white gold. The Rolex coronet, yes, white gold. All of them highly tarnish resistant, designed to maintain their handsome appearance and resist oxidation for decades, even generations of owners. One of the features I liked about the Datejust 2 and continue to admire on the Datejust 41 is that the Cyclops Eye magnifier, which joined the Datejust family in 1954, seems less crowded and has less of a tendency to dominate or monopolize the dial than on the smaller Datejusts. It feels more at home and less objectionable here, while remaining just as legible as ever. This is a luminescent dial. There will be a lume shot at the end of the video, and you'll note a twin lock crown on the flank, controlling a Rolex next generation caliber 3235 70-hour power reserve, courtesy of a revised mainspring barrel profile, bigger mainspring, revised train wheels, new lubricants, and Rolex's new Chronergy escapement system, which features a fantastic industrial art pièce de résistance, the Liga etched escape wheel. Look it up, open a different tab, check it out, but keep me streaming. 70-hour power reserve, solidly more than the previous 3136's 48-hour power reserve, but you still have the full balance bridge, the free-sprung balance for shock resistance, the overcoil hairspring for resistance to positional or gravitationally induced timing deviation, and the parachrom blue alloy that helps the watch to robustly resist magnetism. Now, it does have hacking or stop seconds when you pull the crown. It also continues to feature a quick set functionality, so if you need to rapidly cycle the date, you can do so using the intermediate setting position. Still a screw-down crown, and worth mentioning that though the watch is COSC chronometer certified, Rolex cases up the certified movement, and then as a completed watch, checks to make sure it attains no worse than -2 + 2 seconds per 24-hour period. COSC is -4 + 6 on the bare movement. Being able to attain those tolerances on the fully cased watch is now the basis for Rolex's once fatuous and now fabulous superlative chronometer designation. Rolex's factory 5-year warranty is another selling point that substantiates that nomenclature. The timepiece still has 31 jewels internally, still has a silky smooth Teflon-assisted bidirectional winding system that's almost impossible to hear or feel, and it continues to beat away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. See and purchase this most elegant and versatile of next-generation oversized Datejusts on our website, thewatchbox.com. And we're back with the Rolex Datejust 41 126-300 in steel. Blue dial by day, blue dial by night in glorious Rolex blue chromolite lume. Yes, Rolex even makes its own lume. See it by the light of day on the Watchbox.